This podcast is brought to you by Euro Sun Tanning Salon. Do you suffer from eczema or psoriasis? You have acne or sore muscles? Head on in today and visit the tanning beds. They got regular and mega stand-up beds. Get that beautifully tan look that you're looking for. They also offer natural Mystic Spray Tan. You can also purchase premium products such as Australian Gold, California Tan, Designer Skin, and Swedish Beauty. There's many different packages to choose from, 6-session package or a 30-day pass, even single sessions. Sign up today in your membership and get $70 worth of product. They're located across from Masonville Mall in the Wendy's Plaza at 60 North Centre Road, London, Ontario. Visit Eurosun Tanning today. Welcome to Studio 88. I'm here with my guest, my friend, Chris Lee Byrne. CLB is also notorious known. Chris? Welcome.
Infamous, yeah.
Infamous. How are you?
Good, man.
Thank you for coming. Although you're never fucking timely, but it is what it is. But I love you for it anyways. But the reason I got you on the show today is I want to talk to you about you. Where you came from. What's the start? Where are you from? How did all this begin for you? Your jiu-jitsu standout, very well known in the area. You have a gym, a bunch of successful fighters underneath of you. Just give us a rundown how it all started for you.
I was born in Kitchener, kind of back and forth to Calgary a lot. More my adult years, like early adult years in Calgary, and kind of ended my teenage years. And then now I've been in London for, I don't know, like 7 years or so. London's basically home now. So like that's basically it.
Take me to the path of jiu-jitsu. This is what I really want to know. Like, how did the BJJ thing start for you? Who pulled you into it? How did you begin? Was it like a TV thing or?
Well, I did judo like as an early teenager and boxing kind of in my late teenage years. And then I saw like a bunch of, at like 20, like I'm 33 now, and at around 22, maybe almost 23, I saw a bunch of like the Gracie challenges and like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu type documentaries and stuff. I was in Calgary, so I searched up like where's some Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Calgary, you know what I mean? I found Josh Russell, my first coach and still current Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach, introduced me to it. I came in, I thought it was pretty good. Like, you know, everyone thinks they're a tough guy and kind of until they start training legit or with legit people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I was at. I was like, oh, I did a bit of judo and I like could hit mitts and stuff. I was like, you know, and being a young punk, I thought I knew how to street fight, you know, and then went in, these guys are just smoking me, whipping me around. That gym has a lot of black belts, a lot of high level guys, one of the best in the country, I think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so like everyone's just throwing me around. I'm like, well, I'm not leaving this room till I know how to do this, basically, you know what I mean? So like just kept going, competed jiu-jitsu the first weekend. And then because I kind of started a little later, I've always looked at it like I had to kind of catch up on time competing because I hadn't been doing it for so long, right? So I was literally competing like every 3 weeks in jiu-jitsu. Like I have like 300 matches in it probably, you know, like never like worlds or anything because I couldn't really cross at the time, but a lot of like everything as far as Canadian tournaments, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I saw a lot more success at white, blue, and purple belt, and then I kind of faded off at brown belt now, you know what I mean? Injuries and switching kind of focus to MMA and running my own club too. And that's basically it.
MMA. So take us to your first fight. What preempted you to jump into MMA?
Yeah, like this. Like that. Sweet. Like that, good?
How's that?
Tighten that like that. Good? Better? Yeah.
There you go. Now we can hear you.
All right, sweet.
MMA.
Yeah, so the first
How did that happen?
First fight, basically, I thought, as a jiu-jitsu guy, I was a pretty good blue belt. I thought, you know, like all jiu-jitsu guys kind of have a thing where they think it's UFC 1 still. And I was one of those guys too, you know what I mean? When I started getting good at jiu-jitsu. So basically Woody
gave you your first fight?
Woody gave me my first fight because I didn't know him. I was just like an asshole on Facebook messaging matchmakers trying to get a fight basically. Yeah. And so because I thought like basically your first fight, you know, you over promote it and you almost like, you think it's like a UFC contract on the line, even though it's an amateur fight, you know, you're like running every day going fucking crazy, you know? And I wasn't really hitting mitts with anyone properly. Like, you know, I wasn't doing anything. Like, and I thought could still strike, you know? So I took a fight and just tried to brawl it out, basically. I messaged 2 different matchmakers, so I didn't really I didn't really know. Like I thought the opportunity is even bigger, and it is still an opportunity. It's got
Was
me
that the
to-
event in Marine City?
Yeah, Marine
We had
City.
to take
yeah.
a ferry to get there.
Yeah, no, yeah, we didn't, but yeah.
Yeah, you went around the law. Okay,
Yeah.
but there was a quicker way with the ferry.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guys who went pro from that card.
Yeah.
If you went back and the name Malcolm Gordon was
Everyone was on
big
there.
name. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All amateur in
My
the middle of a
brother, too.
street at a fair.
Yeah, and I took 2 fights the same week because I didn't really want to miss any opportunity. So I took one fight, lost the decision to Andrew Walsh on yours. I just tried to brawl, and he just basically beat me.
Jeff Jocelyn's guy.
Yeah,
right?
Jocelyn, who's like one of the best coaches. Basically, he just like was the better like at the sport of MMA. Like I felt like I almost knocked him out a couple times. You know what I mean? And like, I took a lot of hits too, but he was just better at like the transitions. Like he'd be like land strikes, and when I start trying to brawl, then he'd take me down. And when I'd start trying to enter the jiu-jitsu mode, he'd stand up, and I just kind of was just like taking shots and having that happen to me the whole fight. And then I lost that decision the next Friday. Fought another decision, but I won. It was just another retarded brawl, and then just kept going from there.
Yeah, you always get sucked into them brawls.
Yeah. Seems to happen. I can spar and move pretty well in sparring. Or if I'm hitting mitts a lot with a good striking coach.
It's almost like you get too excited.
I just got fired up. Yeah.
Yeah, you get so fired up. You're like, let's do it.
Once you're in a fight, like everything kind of goes out the window, even if it's a little ugly or a little bit off game. You can kind of.
That's why this fight
drag someone in the trenches
is interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
It's super interesting.
Yeah.
Because because you're known to kind of step outside of that realm.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it too. So that's what's gonna happen. Like I'm not gonna try to brawl. Like I don't want to. He's like, who knows how much weight he's going to have on me or not have on me. He's definitely going to have size and strength on me, even if he's, you know what I mean, a little older. I've trained longer. I think I can definitely outclass him. It's my fight to win, you know what I mean? But like, he's still a bigger dude throwing unorthodox shit at me. Like, I'm not, if I eat one of those, something could happen, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm going to respect him. I'm not going to look past him. Like, back to the jiu-jitsu guys thinking it's UFC 1, 2. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys messaging me like, oh, you should smoke him. You should smoke him. It's 9 out of 10 times. It's like, we all know, like, maybe I should, you know what I mean? On like my experience of jiu-jitsu. But if we're talking fights, jiu-jitsu to me isn't a fight. So if we're talking amateur, pro, kickboxing and boxing smokers, those are fights, you know what I mean? Like he's got like 4 and 3 amateur MMA and then like 3 and 1 or something in amateur boxing or kickboxing, the smokers. And so if we put all our records together, he's like 7 and 5 or something, or 7 and, you know what I mean? And I'm like 8 and 2 or something if we put every like little bit of an actual fight together. So it's not like he actually has more fights, really, you know what I mean? If we're not counting jiu-jitsu. So like even like if I didn't like, because we know each other personally, you know, we know exactly what's going to kind of happen, you know what I mean?
This is a big fight for London. You
Yeah,
guys are
and
huge
listen,
ticket
that's
sellers.
that's more of the thing that makes me want to do it too, is just because like everyone knows us both. Everywhere you go, everyone, like, you know what I mean? They're hype. People are hype about it.
But the thing is, which is what I love about the both of you, is that you're actually taking this fight because it's a charity event.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Like if this wasn't a charity event, it probably wouldn't happen.
yeah, like I was like, you know, it's more just I don't want to miss the London thing. It's a charity event, and like, you know what I mean? Why not? Like, fuck it, you know. At the end of the day now, with the new commission and everything, you know, the pro MMA is blowing back up around here, you know. Everyone's getting licensed. Everybody's going to have to fight everybody now. Like, that's what's going to go
Well,
on.
that's
You know?
that's the plan, right?
And the
That's
division,
the goal is
above
to
185, there's no depth. So we're all going to fight each other. Like, that's what's going
You
to
kind
happen.
of have no choice.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of options. And that's what we try to tell people on a daily basis. There's not a lot of options. There's options promotion wise, but like people wise and long term effective wise.
Most of the jiu-jitsu, most of the people who, the two type of people I've seen, like I saw 1 or 2 comments of people kind of undermining Scott too. And it's been either just like straight jiu-jitsu guy who's never been in a fight, like, you know what I mean? Like Seth Guthrie, I'm just going to roast him right now. He's always beaking some stupid shit off. And he's never fucking been in a fight. So what the fuck does he know? It's not UFC 1. If you never train jiu-jitsu and you don't respect it, a fucking blue belt or a purple belt's going to rip you, even if you've done, in my opinion, striking for a long time. Because it's like best punches are professional boxers. They're still going to clench up. You know what I mean? Get a clean break. Trying to knock someone out when they're ready, even if they're just flailing like this, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? So like for me to run at you and hug you before you can knock me out, the chances are against for me. You know what I'm saying? So like it's, but if you've never trained jiu-jitsu, you're going to let that clinch happen a lot easier. If you've trained jiu-jitsu, you're going to treat the ground like hot lava. Like, you know what I mean? No one's just going to let me grab them and like, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm seeing from guys like Seth Guthrie kind of undermining it. You know what I'm saying? It's guys who don't know that shit changes when you're in there. You know what
What's
I'm
a different weight class?
Yeah,
The
different
weight's
weight
gonna
class.
the weight is a huge thing to
Yeah.
consider.
I'm looking
too.
at like a challenge for jiu-jitsu too. You know, I'm looking Brazilian jiu-jitsu and kind of experience and like hoping being like a calmer in the exchanges and shit like that, keeping the straight shots, so on. I'm hoping that's kind of the challenge to fight a bigger guy local that we all just know. You know
Was
what
there
I
any
mean?
fights at a barbershop lately, or was it all good?
No, yeah, we ran into each other at the barbershop. All good. We're buddies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to
Yeah, we don't
That's
give a
cool.
top
This
crew
sport's
barber
awesome
cuts.
for that.
Yeah, we
Not
don't
a
really
lot of-
care at all. Like, you know, like whatever.
Other than me and you, there's not
we're
a
in
lot of shitheads. So.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Me and
usually
you-
everyone's pretty respectful.
Me and you are
so.
the cream of the crop. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, but you got a couple guys fighting on the card too.
Yeah,
Sad.
Seth Connor's fighting a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt too, which well, you know, like Seth, because he had his first opponent pulled out for some lame reason. Then BTC offered him a fight, and you guys were cool with that too, because obviously we're gonna prioritize Dr. Faisal because he does everything for fucking everyone. You know what I mean? So. And then, which Faisal was still okay to let him do that, you know what I mean? And then that opponent pulled out. And then, so then the black belt who has no amateur fights or pro fights or anything, that's the name that comes up. And I kind of make a comment like, I don't think it's a good matchup for Seth, like stylistically wise. He's just a jiu-jitsu purist, really. Like he doesn't, we know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
we
there's
discussed it.
there's no secret. You know
His
what I'm saying?
amateur fights could come into play, right? He's been in a lot of
Exactly,
amateur
yeah.
battles.
But then I
Ryan
saw the
is-
post from the black belt, and he's like, being like, "Oh, no one wants to fight me because I'm a black belt." I'm like I literally messaged Jamie like, "I don't know, I don't think."
You
it's
messaged me too.
Yeah,
I
I
woke
was like,
up
I don't
and
think
it
it's
was
a
like,
good matchup. And then I was like up at like 3 a.m. watching tapes with different guys coming up, and I saw his post. I was like, "Oh, that." So I messaged you. I'm like, "Yeah, we'll take him, whatever it is." You know what I mean? And then he's talking about weight or something, wanted to go lower, and we're like, "Well, no, we got to cut." You know what I mean? You can't say no one wants to fight me and then try to like not make weight. You know what I mean? No one wants to fight me, but
well,
I wanna do middle.
he
I'm like,
originally
what?
was going to fight at 160,
Yeah.
and we had a matchup for him, and then we said let's 55, and then when Seth's opponent bailed,
Yeah.
it was us that brought up 150,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't him, it wasn't you guys.
Yeah,
we
for
were
sure.
just trying to be fair.
For sure, there's a telephone
but-
game, something happening. There's
Yeah.
no disrespect at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he-
like, I'm sure he's a great, nice guy.
Yeah.
He looks like
They're
a fucking-
both
Yeah,
good
he's-
guys.
looks like a
he's
gem. You
solid
know what I
dude.
mean? Yeah.
he's
I'm not
a really good
I'm not
guy.
talking shit. You know?
No,
what
I know, but
I'm
I want to explain that part.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah. I more just mean Seth's openly always a featherweight. You know what I mean? And I felt like that post was kind of cryptically towards that. You know what I mean? Like, no, don't
I think
get
it was a
twisted.
blanket statement
Yeah.
from him. I think
He's
was
even
just
fought
yeah,
at
yeah,
having a hard
35.
time because
Fair
he's
enough.
been trying to get.
Well,
the
he's got
fights,
it now.
right? And
So it's on now.
Yeah,
so-
he's got it now.
Yeah,
that's
there we
that's
go.
the
You know what I
Didn't he
mean?
fight at
Thing.
35 too? Or was that?
Seth?
Yeah.
No. Seth tried 155 like 1 or 2 times, and
I think
as
he
an
did the
amateur-
same day weigh-ins at 45, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know,
He-
but he's a but
against
he's
Shane.
he fought Shane,
and
at
that was
45,
same day
same
weigh-ins,
But
right?
Seth is a 145. We're not going
Of
to
course.
145 for him. Someday maybe we'll aim for 135.
He's big.
Yeah, he's huge. At
He's a
145.
big guy.
But he's
man.
like he's got that weird body type where it's
Yeah.
like doesn't
Well,
really.
he's meant for fighting. His body type is for fighting.
jiu-jitsu.
Remember
specifically.
Jets, yeah, tall,
So
lanky.
His
Seth,
torso.
Seth, out of all my guys or a lot of pros, Seth might have the least striking on paper, and like we know some of it's ugly, but Seth mixing striking with jiu-jitsu is one of the best guys I know.
Oh, him and Shane was
If he ties
one of
you
our
up,
best
you're
fights.
getting stuck to
rounds.
for the
Him and
fucking
Shane,
while.
that 5-round war.
Yeah,
was a good
exactly.
fight.
And they're both great. They're both like there's like different types of pros and amateurs. You know what I mean? Those two are like top.
But we were talking about him
top of the
earlier.
heap.
He's a married kids. He's a real, what
He's
did you say?
a
He's an
dad.
arborist?
He's
Is that
an
what you
arborist,
said?
yeah.
Yeah, Seth Conner,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
He's
But he's
back
a dad.
training now for
He's a
this
dad.
though.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
we got
No,
some
but that's
stuff
what I mean.
working.
He's grounded. He's not like
Yeah, he's a good guy. One of the best guys.
some other people. So
Well, he's a
he's,
gentleman.
Like
yeah,
me
that's
and you.
what I mean.
He's a-
no, no, you put your work in, man. I know
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
do.
know.
yeah,
I'm an
man,
Instagram fan.
Yeah, are you? I thought you'd remove me on everything.
I think he's even paying attention to this.
Yeah, I check.
It's hilarious. We were gonna do a roast with CLB. We had this idea where we were gonna do a let's roast CLB. So I rented the Palace Theater. So we're gonna do a 300-seat venue. I had him in for photos. We did like a big segment on CLB reads mean tweets. So all these people sent me all these messages about just talking pure
Yeah, we
shit about
canceled it
him.
because it's too
We canceled it, but I was like, this is like
You asked me to be the host.
No.
At one point, do you remember
I
that?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go. You
We
wouldn't
realized though after when we realized a lot of the people that like kind of go back and forth with me online are hilarious online, but like we might
but
turn
not real
out really
comedians. It's
fucking
one
cringy when they're on a microphone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little bit
like
different,
Ahmed.
yeah. And I kind of shout out to Ahmed Nazali.
Yeah.
That's
Your
hilarious.
car salesman buddy too.
He does all the he does all.
Abel?
I don't know. Was that his
Yeah.
name?
Maybe
He does.
Oh,
Does Ahmed do all those CLB memes?
yeah, he makes them all. He says random people send them
They're
to him.
fucking great.
Yeah, he said he
They're
wakes up in his
great.
inbox and people send him like fucking
Really?
a bunch. Yeah, like
So
different
that's
people
not
from,
all
like,
him, but that's just other people.
different people
trolling.
sending it to him, then he makes them. He has,
He's
like,
made me a few memes for sure in my life, and I don't even know him. For real, yeah.
This is literally how I met him. Like he making like borderline obsessive memes about me.
Because I saw one the other day, and it
The
had
worst part is when I meet people, they're like, the memes are true. I'm like,
CLB memes. Look it up on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're funny because I see them and they'll come out and like,
yeah, I
10 or
don't
15
even
of them.
follow it now either.
oh, they're great. He had one the other day of you and Lamont, and it was
Yeah,
like
I've seen them all,
It was like
for sure.
it was a statue of someone with a decapitated head.
Oh yeah,
And
I
the
saw
decapitated
that.
head was
He
you,
posted
and
that
it
on
was
his story.
Lamont holding up in his
Yeah,
in his
no,
thing.
that's actually funny because I sent that to him and I was like, "Yo, give me this. I'm gonna post it because I'm obviously gonna troll." I talk, so I'm like, "Yo, put Lamont's head on this, and then I'm gonna post it on his timeline." And then a half hour later, I look and he had it
What's the
reversed with my head up. I'm like, "This motherfucker."
Explain the lubricant.
I don't know. I just put lube on Scott's.
Just lube. I
yeah,
just saw
I'm just
it.
talking shit. Yeah,
think
but like
he's
he's gonna need it for the fight.
He's pretty composed, man.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you
Yeah,
both
he's
are-
good. We're both
yeah.
fine. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? We're buddies. We're good. So, like when we're in there, we're gonna fight. I'm not like I said. I'm treating it legit. You know what I mean? Of course, that's what we all are. But I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna like look past anything. You know what I mean? But when we're in there, I'm still gonna try to fucking swing heavies and like rip something off.
Well,
like-
your pro debut was on 5 years ago on the first charity event, right?
yeah,
Who'd you fight there?
Raf.
What's his full
Palmecki.
name?
Raphael
Palmecki,
Palmecki. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, tall, lanky
Ernesto
guy.
Champ on Facebook.
So what'd you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, and that's the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He
tough.
yeah, he should be back too.
Now he trains
When
with
you
you.
should fight him.
Oh no, I'm done, buddy. Look at the color of my hair.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, he trained jiu-jitsu with me
Yeah,
now
yeah.
too.
So that's cool. That's cool. that
Everyone's
happened.
trained jiu-jitsu with me at some point, basically. Most part from this area, you know what I mean?
And then I remember watching. Who'd you fight? John. You fought? Didn't you fight at heavyweight or was it 205 last time?
Who?
Who did you fight? BTC.
John McPherson.
What weight
I
was
think?
that
I don't
at?
know.
Was that up to?
Light heavy. Light heavy
Okay,
too.
205.
Yeah,
So you fought at
Yeah,
3
chubby.
different weight
I'm chubby.
classes.
Yeah, I'm chubby
Wow.
at these weight classes though. I'll do light heavyweight or heavyweight, like in these situations with like kind of smarter matchup style wise. You know what I mean? But like you know what I mean. If I'm being serious,
That's
it's
a cool statistic
like-
though. Heavyweight, light heavyweight, and
yeah,
middleweight.
this
right?
guy's body shifts a
Oh,
lot.
he can move. He can move. That's
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Being
I got
versatile,
jujitsu.
right?
It's a pocket ace.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
the thing. You know what I mean? Like if I have the confidence. Any time if shit starts going bad, I can just like fucking start bum rushing takedowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we'll see.
You beat Raph. You beat Raph with a slick submission. What was it?
Heel hook.
Yeah.
Heel hook. Okay.
That was a grueling fight.
That's
Yeah, it was
3
that
rounds.
only
Learned a
leg
lot
lock
in that
we've had
one.
because in amateur it wasn't. We weren't allowed to twist, so we haven't had many leg locks, have we? That might be here.
I think that's our only leg lock.
Yeah.
I'll look into this.
Yeah, it
Look at
is.
that
It is.
statistic.
Sweet.
It
Let's
is
get
because
some
we
more
all
of
rear
those.
naked chokes, arm bars.
So
There's never been the only one that was heel hook was yours.
I'm gonna try
What's
to
the
get
prediction?
if I get a submission in this, I'm gonna try to get something funky and dope. You know, we'll
what's
see
the
what
prediction?
prediction is. I'm kind of on a gentleman's agreement. I'm gonna engage a stand up with Scott and try to like make it dope for everyone. You know what I mean? So that's gonna happen. Like you know,
You can test out his lunch.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna see a takedown opportunity and not take it, like let him up and then get knocked the fuck out and regret it for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So like I'm gonna like you know I'm gonna go in and engage the striking, and if a takedown arises, I'm gonna take it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give anything away. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it's gonna go. So by whatever, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
So let's dive into Munda Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from? What's the story behind that?
It's Old Latin, translates to clean jiu-jitsu. So like when I teach, I remember Josh Russell, my coach, who grades me and introduced me to the sport. I remember when I first started jiu-jitsu, he'd always be like, if you're breathing heavy, you're doing it wrong. Don't be flexing, like be loose, like a whip cracking, you know, like be efficient. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just trying to grind stuff out. Use the transitions to like chains, set up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep it clean, you know, clean jiu-jitsu, efficient, technical, you know what I mean? That's like the emphasis of it, right? Like if we have each combat sport, they all have a different emphasis, right? Like boxing's like long combinations, kickboxing, same with wheel kicks. Muay Thai, I had the clench, knees and elbows. Judo would be like momentum, trips, throws. Wrestling would be like pins and slams, and jiu-jitsu's efficiency and submissions and dominant positions.
That's
Right?
working.
You know what I'm
that.
saying? So like that's it. Focus on the clean technique. You know,
Right.
don't, you should never hear people going "Ugh," like when they're doing jiu-jitsu. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
You're doing
Like,
it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Look
if
for
you
trap the
grind.
base. Like, you know, attack
Yeah.
the structure, right? That's what you should be doing. And if you're doing that, it doesn't really take strength. Like if I go to push off a mount and you stick your arm out and you post, it's going to stop, right? But if I pull your arm in, a little push can do it. So that's the efficiency, right? You know, it doesn't have to be a big push, right?
Yeah, it's a classic. You don't have to do. Where does strength come into position?
Strength
guess
comes
you
into
don't-
position
you
when
don't-
the skill set's even out for sure. You know what I mean? But
Like, can guys muscle through their way?
yeah, no, like if a guy doesn't train any jiu-jitsu, I truly believe no, he can't. You know what I mean? I think the first 2 minutes of a fight, even like the technique comes into play as people gas out. You know what I'm saying? Even in striking, you know, a guy can throw on his gloves, you know, and just throw hammers for fucking 2 minutes. You still got to be like, fuck. But then if you jab and move away and whatever, he gasses, then the technique starts coming into play. You're still firing heat, you know? Same thing with jiu-jitsu. If I take you down, you don't know what you're doing, I mount you, you could just spaz under me like a moron as much as you want, but I'm just going to like space and look at you until you're exhausted.
That's one of your moves is when you mount people.
Just, smother them
Yeah,
out.
that's what I think. That's what
That's-
you did
that's
to John for a long time.
My
in that
skill,
fight.
my skill in jiu-jitsu is like, and people always have like a thing they're good at, triangles or this or that. Mine is it's like I'm not great at anything, but I'm good at smothering people, like efficiency, like so I can roll for a long time, and like versatility, like I can submit from everywhere off my back or on top. But like nothing's like, if it's a video game, nothing's at like 100%. You know what I mean? Like, but everything's at 80%.
You remind me of like one of them California beach bums that sleep on the beach and do jujitsu all day.
That's what I am. That's exactly what the fuck I am.
I like
That's
it.
why.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my sponsor, Rycore Countertops. They deal in custom countertops in quartz, Corian, Meganite, laminate, and butcher block. They also have custom kitchen cabinetry, closets, laundry rooms, and millwork. They're family owned and operated for 18 years, knowledgeable and highly experienced staff, and friendly customer service. Head on over to 1069 Clark Road. Check out their showroom today. Okay, to kind of just backtrack real quick, I wanted to touch base on Nate. Nate's fight's coming up. He's got a really tough fight with Matt Dawson.
Oh yeah, we didn't even. Yeah,
I just wanted to
Nate
touch
Ledger.
base.
yeah, I
Who
know.
The audience
Fucking
does
know,
it. The audience does it, man. Come on, Nate. I'm sticking up for you, your buddy over here. I don't know.
Yeah, Nate's fighting Matt Dawson. You know, I think that's one of the harder matchups. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Seth being just a jiu-jitsu guy fighting a black belt, style wise, that should kind of be the guy who'd beat him, right? But I think being in the cage and in the pressure and stuff, it just changes things, you know. And I know that better than anyone. But so like, I think I still bet on my boy Seth for that. I bet on myself, you know, and obviously I bet on Nate, but I think his fight style wise the hardest. Matt Dawson had like 4 amateur titles, so
That's
like
a big fight.
15
for our
amateur
show.
fights. And you know, he's got a good guillotine and a good armbar from close guard, you know.
Yeah.
And-
He's
he's
a
a
fuck-
gamer, yeah.
He's a gamer,
He's
man.
game
He
for sure.
brings it.
Who believes in
He's-
himself?
He tapped somebody really quick on one of our events. Do you remember who?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Who did?
One of the Crosswell. Did he fight Nigel
Yeah,
Crosswell?
Nate-
Armbar him, I
Nate
wanna-
smoked him in a minute too,
Nigel.
though.
Yeah.
He got Nigel in
Sorry?
Nate beat him in a minute too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Nate.
yeah, on my show.
I thought
Wasn't
Dawson
on
did.
Prospect?
Yeah.
Because it's slick jiu-jitsu. and
Dawson beat
Dawson's
Hovorka.
Who?
Matty Hovorka.
Yeah.
It's a tough fight for both guys and tough for a pro debut, and that's huge for whoever gets that win. Is
It's a good one. It's good for them.
Yeah, it's a good position for them in the province over them.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
believe in Nate though. You know, Nate's got a finesse of, like when he's training, when he's sharp. You know what I mean? So like I still think he's gonna be able to put like he's gonna be evasive. He's gonna know how to deal with that pressure of Matt coming forward, and eventually he's gonna, you know, if the more they engage scrambles and stuff, eventually Nate will submit him. You know what I mean?
I remember as an
Nate's just
amateur-
training with better people. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Matt. Like he's cool.
Didn't he also, as an amateur, on those like unsanctioned amateur shows? Remember they did him on a mat with points. I remember him landing like
Yeah,
head
he's spinning
kicks.
back. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. People like Nate hasn't got to show what he can do yet. Like anyone who actually knows Nate knows like a flyweight. Like obviously Malcolm fucking Gordon's around, but like he's like gonna be he's the best in the country. But out of guys we know, I think he's one of the best flyweights, and you just got to kind of get it showing. You know what I'm saying? So like
I don't even think he cuts weight. You
It's
wanna
a matter
know.
of time.
Isn't he still
No, he
closer to
does. No,
25?
he
cuts
does. He
weight.
cuts
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of weight,
Sorry.
actually.
He cuts weight.
Yeah.
The thing is, he cuts a lot to make the weight class proper to his frame, but he still like is like small kind of. You know what I mean? Like, if
I
that
remember
makes
you
sense.
asking me to get him a fight at 115 or try do for the road. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
nah, he won't be doing that now. But he like,
Well, he was young then, probably.
yeah,
my
he's got
bad.
his second puberty man weight now.
I did posters with him on the amateur show, and then I did put new posters with him on the new one, and you can see a complete different physique.
That's what happens at that age, though. 24,
like his
25.
physique went from
You start,
a
like,
little
you can
boy.
start getting your like belly a little like by like 30. There's like different stages, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like he had a like an adolescent body. Like
Yeah.
he looked like a young
Yeah, I never
boy.
hit puberty, I don't think, till
Yeah,
24.
and then all of a sudden, the next one, you're like, oh shit! All of a sudden, he's got abs. He's more chiseled. He's more filled out. He looks like a man. He doesn't. He's
I
not.
haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
Just-
He's Nate's technical wise the best he's been.
I did a lot of Muay Thai with him too.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I used to coach him before I coached him.
And he
Way
was
back.
like, his striking was always good. He was like, and he was athletic, and then he discovered jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
You know, and I
Yeah.
think it just was like,
yeah,
it just
that's how it
had him.
always is.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's he? He's working with Mark for his boxing. I just,
Mark Kelly one
El
gun.
Guapo.
Yeah.
El Guapo, yeah.
and he's a
Can you say
like
his
his
last
weight
name?
class too.
No,
correct?
I've never even tried to pronounce it, to be
It's
honest. I say P. Mark
Pag Cali one gun.
Pagcaliwang.
Pag Cali one gun.
I barely know him, and I
Pagcaliwang.
was on an airplane. to,
Pagcaliwanda.
like Dominican
Mark
or Cuba,
Pagcaliwang,
wherever
I
I
like
went.
it.
He was on our airplane. Such a nice guy. So
Yeah,
polite.
great
Yeah, super
hands. Yeah, good hands. Good boxing.
I'll
coach,
work with
too.
him a bit too, probably during camp, but we'll see what happens. I'm working with everybody.
Mm.
Steve Molitor, did I see
Mel-
that?
Yeah, Molitor, yeah.
Former two-time world
Yeah, I'm probably
champion.
gonna keep working with him consistently. To be honest, like for a little bit of time we did, like I was learning a lot. It's all just like sharp, mean.
Mm.
Oh, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like
Who
how
else
to
would have better
damage his
hands?
organs.
Yeah. Who else you working with for this camp?
Just the same guys as usual. We have our Friday night sparring. We've got Mead, all these us boys train together, right? Like Paquette's kind of like a loose teammate too. I even give him a shout out, right? Like he's not like officially like a Munda guy, but he's fucking a
is, he
teammate.
is,
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
he's a Munda guy. You know what I mean? So like, he's
How's
one
he
of our-
looking? He's training with you right now?
Yeah, well, yeah. We were always kind of like in contact.
How's he
right?
looking?
Well, he's always in.
He's a
shape.
mercenary, that
he's
guy.
like-
He's a
yeah,
mercenary.
he's like in the best physical shape a human can be in.
Yeah, he's a mercenary. Yeah, I see
His,
shit he
his
does.
angles are sharp too. His boxing's crisp. He's hard as to take down, even for me. And his, you know what I mean?
They wanted the
Even jujitsu. He's like a blue-ish belt, like level nogi. Like he's not like not like he doesn't know fucking jujitsu. You know what I mean? He's good everywhere.
the commission wanted to do a skills assessment on him because he had such a
For
long
one, but yeah.
a long layoff. And then I text him. I go, hey bro, send me. I need this video. He was ground and pounding on a bag.
Yeah.
I go, send me that video. Send me this one. Send me the CLB sparring and the Nate Ledger sparring. I go,
Yeah.
send me all those videos.
Yeah.
Call the commissioner. And I go, hey,
Yeah. Be like, "You
this is
guys-"
ridiculous.
Yeah.
man.
Like, come on.
Like to
some of the
do a
guys that
skills
get
assessment on
licensed,
this guy. I know he's had a
he's
long
one of the
layoff.
best around.
but he's
His
like-
record doesn't reflect it. It's like
you
him and
don't-
Nate. They haven't really got to show what they could do. So hopefully,
Yeah, I
the
sent the
momentum for that
videos
starts.
and the commissioner had already. He goes, I do remember him, and it was just a quick turnaround, and I'm like, okay, because I don't want to
that's-
inconvenience the guy to come
Yeah,
and do
come
a skills
prove that you're
assessment.
high
When
level,
really,
dude.
he's high level.
You're like, just fucking Google his picture right now.
Yeah, I got the first PFC. I got a picture of him.
Yeah, just
A-
fucking
and
Superman.
Was that 170 that fight?
No, 55.
Oh, 55.
He was my roommate that week.
That's
we fought,
right.
That was when I had my pro debut.
I remember us all eating at Boston Pizza before us.
Yeah.
And Paquette.
That's right.
He's
And
a
he,
good dude.
man, fucking body of a Greek goddess. That guy. Like you look at it,
Yeah.
like you're like, geez, man, this guy's like perfect. His legs like symmetric. He could do bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like, he can easily
I'm
go into
surprised he doesn't,
bodybuilding.
or
That's- that's what I said
Sure,
to
he
him.
has.
No, he doesn't. No, he
This
likes to
long
punch people in the
layoff, though,
face.
He's been boxing. He's been. You
Yeah.
see all this.
Well,
stuff
yeah,
on
he's
social
got
media.
beautiful hands,
Never
good
stopped.
footwork, his wrestling. Like he's a really well-rounded
Gross
fighter.
has been coming out to spar with us too now.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna spar every Friday right till the event too. So
That scares me.
that's good. Yeah, he showed up. He
That
showed up and
scares
beat
me.
up our whole team back to back. That was nice.
Yeah, he's
I've been
another,
doing
he's
a lot
another
that we do,
animal.
I know.
He's like a caged
Yeah,
animal.
we're kickboxing only, but like it's like why wouldn't you when you're going with someone who's so good on the stand up, right?
Mm.
He's been around, he knows what he's doing. It's better for us to pick his brain.
Yeah, and he's had a layoff too, and the commission didn't even ask about it.
Yeah,
that's how
don't ask
savage
him
he
about
is that they
Gross,
know
yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
showed up,
Oh yeah, I
sparred our whole
remember
team back
Jesse.
to back. Everyone's like
Yeah,
fucking just getting smoked.
it's good for
He's a
training.
bully too. He's like a forward pressure, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he gives zero fucks. box.
Yeah,
He's
and
just
it's-
coming forward.
And then
yeah.
you remember that how small he is too. He's fighting another guy his size. It's like, holy fuck. Like, what is this Brazilian guy thinking?
Yeah. Oh, he's fighting a Brazilian black belt.
Yeah. I
Well, it's
don't
hard
even-
with the
Greg
commission.
Gross's situation at black belt doesn't help a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, he's beat up BJJ black belts already.
Good ones. Like
Early in
some of
his
the
career.
best.
But the commission, to get it approved, he's at a 5-year layoff. So we had to find somebody with the same type of layoff, and this guy did. But he's been doing jiu-jitsu. He's still active too.
Yeah.
So they've had the same layoff. Alex Cavaricci
Armando
found
Silva,
him.
right?
What's his name?
Gross is really
Armando
good at-
Silva.
Gross is really good at forward pressure while still not like. Normally, if someone's coming forward the whole time, you can kind of set up a takedown really easy on him. He's really good at the forward pressure without giving up a takedown. You know what I mean? You don't feel like he's ever like off balance or in a position like where you know what I mean, where you can clench really easy with him safely. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always,
fought
but he's
this
still
young-
right in your fucking face the whole time.
He fought this young Asian kid, and I think it totaled like 84 body shots in the first round or something. He held him against the fence.
Yeah.
And just hit his body over and over, and it was.
I remember
it
one
was
of your
brutal
events him
beating.
finishing around, just like smash.
Karkula.
Yeah,
Mike Karkula.
lost the decision, I think. Though.
Yeah, I don't think
yeah.
it was that. When I watched
You
that
watch
fight,
it.
I thought Gross won that fight.
Yeah.
I don't think Karkula won that fight at all. I think he basically laid on him and just dragged the fight out.
Survived.
Yeah, and
That's what happened to me. I think my only pro loss so far is that's the same thing happened to me. The guy really didn't fight me. You know, he did his job, like he did what he's supposed to do. It's a bitch assness to make an excuse. I know the rules. I couldn't stop it too fucking bad. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But at the same time, you know when a guy's fighting to like win the sport, or a guy's like fighting to fuck you up.
Yeah,
Gross is fighting to fuck you up. You know what I mean?
That fight. Where was that loss? You said decision?
Yeah, Phil Teller, black belt.
Where
from
was
the
it?
West. Hard Knocks. I
Oh,
think they're
Calgary,
dead or
right?
something.
Or at that area?
Yep.
Are they around anymore?
I don't think so.
No,
They're
I
just
don't
showing
think so.
like videos on IG of like other promotions.
A lot of
fights.
guys came through there before the
Messaged a
UFC,
couple of times asking about
I
fights.
think. Like at the
Yeah.
very one fight, and then went to the UFC. I think
It wasn't.
Mhm.
I thought it was a good promotion. I liked fighting.
Mhm. Yeah, because
It was a wrestling guy that ran it. I forget his name.
Ali Tarab, or sorry if I pronounce it right, something like that. He's I think Olympian or something too.
I think we managed a guy, Sergey Yuskevich, and he was a champion out there one time.
leg lock guy, man.
Yeah, the leg lock guy.
he
That's how
always
I
leg
know him,
locking
too.
everybody.
Yeah.
He's tough. Remind me of like a guy from Rocky.
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the big
like-
Russian.
Yeah,
Why am I
exactly
forgetting
that.
his name?
You had guys in the MFL lately. Did I see that?
Yeah, we have a bunch of amateurs that go there. That's the only place to go right now, so that's where we're going. You know what
Who's
I
the
mean?
next? Who are the next?
Oh, yeah,
guys
some of
coming
my
up?
upcoming guys. We got Forrest Ayers. He's 155, but we're going to drop to 145 anyway just because he can. And he's a sick wrestler. He's a wrestling coach at Munda Jiu-Jitsu now, too. Blue belt under me. Very new to striking, but he'll, we're working everything, right? He's able to kind of Khabib people anyway, so it doesn't really matter much.
Mhm.
And then we got Steven Stewart, who's a middleweight, but he weighs in basically at the weight that he fights at. So, like, he's going to 170 now, too. He's 5-2, and he's he was the MFL middleweight champ, and now he just lost his belt to a decision, but didn't really get to train a lot. You know what I mean? He just
Mhm.
fought basically because I wanted to put all the guys on one card. I like to send up like 4 amateurs.
It's a
at-
far drive.
yeah, and I like to send 4 or 5 of these guys at once, so they kind of enter. It takes away the
Team
nerves.
atmosphere.
They enter it together. You know what I mean? They're going into
Mhm.
battle together. It kind of takes away the nerves, I think. So I try to like clump them all at once, and then Steven Stewart is 5-2, welterweight now. Forrest Ayers dropping a feather. He's 5-0, and then who else? Got Russell, who just debuted. He's 1-0. Then Matthew Cooper, who just joined my team, but you know what I mean. He's like, we're working a lot of technique with him.
He comes full tilt at you. no
Yeah,
matter what
oh,
fight.
yeah.
he made me a believer.
Yeah, he's got a
His-
heart.
Man,
his-
he-
He's got a
when
Did you
heart.
see that MFL fight? He made me a believer there.
Yeah. Well, listen, when he fought George Abdallah in a kickboxing
Yeah.
match, that went 3 rounds,
Yeah,
and that was a he was
Yeah, George has him.
George's
Didn't
yeah,
George
George-
finish him or no?
he knocked him out.
Yeah.
it-
He fought Cody in Sarnia, and Cody Chivanchek,
Mhm.
and it was close. Cody won, but that kid was still a third
Mhm.
round just war.
with the
Who
right
did Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, with the right
Matthew
push in the
Cooper
back
has a
behind
not.
him. Yeah, man.
Like that. He's joined us now, so now we're working actual techniques. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's got like natural heavy hands, and he's like fucking game. Like he's pissed. You know, I like to keep my guys really calm before they fight and like just chill out. He's making mean faces. I'm like, whatever, gets him in the zone. Fuck, let him do his thing. I give him like a legit Muay Thai guy that was like 2-0 or something in Montreal, and he just like walked a guy down and brawled him out and fucking owned him in like 2 minutes. It was awesome. And then we got Matthew Cooper's 3-0, Forrest Ayers 5-0, Steven Stewart 5-2, and Russell debuted 1-0. Got a few other guys too, but Ryan Hollenbach too. I think he's 1-0-1 now.
What about the champ
Stacey.
from the prospect belt? Where that
Tobin? Yeah,
Tobin.
Tobin. Tobin, actually, Tobin's
a tough guy.
he's been basically like loosely kind of retired from it all. I just didn't know if MMA's for him for the last like couple years. Doesn't really train much, but like I've been talking to him last week or so. I'm like, man, fuck it. Like the commission's cool now. Like why not just go pro, fight a couple guys? Like, you know what I mean? It seems
he won the
like he's
prospect
getting the
title.
itch. He might be coming back. We'll see what happens with that. He was like 4-3, but he's fought some tough dudes. You know what I mean? So
Can I tell you a funny story about him? We'll be quick.
sure.
He said to me before that
Walkout
title
music?
fight, yeah, he said to me, he goes,
Huh.
I don't care what music I'm coming out to, and I'm a huge country fan.
Yeah,
And I made him come
remember
out
this.
to,
You made us come out to
you
some.
can buy me a boat. You know that song? And he's like, I'm assuming not into that. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
no. Well, maybe. I mean,
Yeah, he looked around like it
Who
was
doesn't
just
like
funny
boats?
to me. Some of my terrible humor, I guess.
Sorry. We're all used to it.
Who did he win on that champ?
Michael Moody.
That's right, Garmoody. He beat he choked out Garmoody. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool to get him back in the mix too.
Yeah, so it's Tobin and some other guys too. It's hard to think of.
Seriously, you got a stable of guys that are
Yeah, a
just
lot
like
of
active.
amateurs.
And, yeah,
I think
that's
the closest ones to going pro eventually is like Russell or Steven. I mean, sorry, Forrest or Steven or Tobin, obviously. And we got Raph too, right? He's talking about even starting to fight again too. Who else? And Joel's there, kind of loosely, basically a Munda guy too. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys now.
I see Flick and Adrian Brown training there too.
Yeah, Adrian Brown or Flick are like adrenaline guys, but
He should have been pro years ago. He's
yeah,
high
but
level.
they come. They're my boys. They train with
yeah.
us. Flick's under me for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu though. Like I grade him in Jiu-Jitsu. I'm his Jiu-Jitsu coach. But you know he's with Hominick for MMA and them. He's always has.
He
been.
had a big win
Cool.
in June.
Windsor, yeah, in June.
Yeah, leg injury or ground and pound or something. I don't know what it was. I wasn't there
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, it was Lance Snow. Tore his, was it MCL?
I think he tore a bunch of things.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
not to
he
take
tore-
anything
Sorry to
away.
hear, fuck.
Yeah, no, but he tore a bunch of stuff in his
he's a
leg.
good
It was really
dude, too.
bad.
Him and
Super good
Flick's
dude.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
what's great about this sport, right? We
Would have been
watched
cool to see how it would have turned out if his leg hadn't have went on him.
Yeah,
You know.
happens though. It's the name of the game. Flukes. You know, it's crazy. Right?
Yeah.
Fuchs, remember him breaking his leg horribly in like 30 seconds? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Snap, crackle, pop. I was cage sized for that one.
Yeah,
When
same.
that happened, I
like,
heard it
I
snap.
think I was with you and Robin Black, and I was literally being like, his fucking legs
I
broken
was
to
yelling
the ref, to the
his
ref.
leg is broken. His leg is
To
broken.
the
His
ref
leg
was
is
yelling,
broken.
yeah.
I'm like, how did the ref not even see that?
He didn't even want to get. He wanted to walk out of there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah. Because I
Yeah,
told
good.
Robin,
He
I
couldn't even-
No, but
Oh
he
my
didn't want to get
God.
on a stretcher and leave. He wanted to go with his buddies on his arm.
Yeah, no chance, my man.
That's
Like,
pretty tough.
yeah, he did do it too?
No, he
No,
tried
he
to.
wanted
I was
to.
like,
Not
yeah,
wanted to.
yeah, it's tough as
Yeah,
fuck.
he wanted to.
You know
No,
what I
they
mean?
wouldn't let you. The
he wasn't
commissioner.
even like wincing.
His leg was floppy. Like he tried
Yeah.
to step
Most
on it
people
after
are
his leg
puking
kick
and,
got
like,
checked
passing
and
out
flopped
and-
around. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I tried to walk on that. He probably didn't know.
Because
in
I said to
shock.
Robin, I turned to Robin. I go, his leg is broken. His
Yeah.
leg is broken.
Yeah, we were all
And
sitting
then
together.
Robin
We were
goes,
sitting together. for
I think
that,
his
yeah.
leg is broken. Like I just told him, and then I looked through, and I'm like, his leg is broke. His leg's broke.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
Crazy
crazy. It was gnarly. It was
The ref
gnarly.
was just at the top of his head, or like he was up.
that's
there.
basically the fear, right? Like that's the worst fucking thing.
Oh
that
man,
could
you know,
possibly
that's the-
happen to us in a fight.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
want. Nobody wants that. You'd
Yeah.
rather get
Yeah, I'd
knocked
rather get
out.
viciously knocked out.
Yeah, it's stiffed.
Bisbee
Yeah.
Kendo style.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. In the
You know,
long
Over a
term, I know-
breaking leg? No way, man.
The
Broken
long
leg's
term.
I'd
too
rather
What
much.
do you mean? Like
conversation
of
with
never
someone than
walking
walk.
again? Like or like
Mhm.
he healed. He's fine, but like there's got to be issues with that. I'm surprised. He
No,
competed.
man, he threw. He's
After
thrown
it
it
all.
after.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
it's crazy.
like
same with
I
Anderson
was
Silva. same
surprised.
thing.
I'm like,
Still
I can't
fighting.
even believe you throw it. You're crazy, because it's just
Yeah.
snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah,
Like,
let that
literally,
fear
man.
be with you forever. You know what
Probably.
I'm saying? Like I used to go crazy throws. Like every time I just chuck everyone because I throw us both with no regard for either of our safety. So I get these huge tosses all the time in jiu-jitsu tournaments. But you know, like I had a couple shoulder dislocations from just fucking throwing us both with no regard, right? And then, you know, it made me way more hesitant on throws. Now I'm so careful with my takedowns. You know what I mean? Unless I'm competing, I'm just going ham. But like, you know. I definitely was more conscious for a long time. You know, I think you'd be like that with a leg break off a kick.
Mhm.
Scared to throw
I
it
would
again.
never throw a kick.
Yeah,
again.
that's what I mean. I would
No,
never
no,
fucking
me
throw a kick
neither.
again.
Me neither. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's the sport, right? That's what we dive in. That's what
Yeah.
you guys do. That's
Yeah.
you take those risks, right? And
True.
but you're fighters.
Yeah.
Walk in there and so September 28th, is around the corner. Do you have any sponsors that you want to give shout outs to?
Yeah, I got a bunch. Eurotan at Masonville, Peter Pit at Masonville.
Julie Roach is a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she sponsors everything.
Yeah, she's awesome.
A bunch more Rental Mental, Innovative Electric, The Springs. That's where I'm gonna have a huge after party too. So we're all going there.
Where's the Springs?
It's gonna be like it's a nice restaurant. I haven't even been there yet. I'm actually going to check it out tomorrow with my girlfriend.
Where is
'cause
it?
We're having the event there. I'm not even sure. You gotta check the page out. You know what I mean? I haven't
On
been there yet.
Springbank, I think.
Yeah,
too.
my buddy Tim Owen owns it, right? So
They got enough room for lots of
yeah, he's
people?
doing it because we're gonna obviously have a huge after party, and it's one of the nicest restaurants in the city. Apparently, we're gonna open it up and set up a dance floor. It's gonna be really dope.
Cool.
But we're going tomorrow to check it out, plan it up.
Nice.
And then what else? A few other sponsors too. VVV. Yeah, that's basically most of them. You know, any other ones I missed, you could check on my page, CLB.
Yeah. That's where we find you?
Yeah, that's where I'm not one. Like my social media is a shit show. You guys know that. Right? But my CLB page is just straight competition stuff. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean? So
Okay, so don't direct them to the CLB meme page.
yeah, well, I can, I guess. But, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Well, thanks for coming, man, and see you September 28th.
Sweet, sounds good. Thanks for having me.